Hello, Internet, I'm back. And I hope you had a good week. Let's get right to it. This week, military vehicle giant AM General, the makers of cool toys like the Humvee and the BRVO, have recently announced that they're looking for buyers. The deal is estimated to be worth something in the department of $2 billion, and the list of potential buyers includes Fiat Chrysler and your boys from Detroit, General Motors. And for those of you who don't remember, GM actually bought the rights to Hummer as a civilian SUV brand in 1998 and later canceled it in 2010 amid the woes of bankruptcy. But now, like the denim craze from the 90s, things may have come full circle and GM may get back into the business of building Hummers. Of course, I'm talking about these, not these. Oh well. So do you currently drive a 2016 to 2018 Mazda Miata? But do you feel like you're just not turning enough heads? Do you also aspire to the cars of yesteryear, like the C2 Corvette? Well, if you answered yes to all these things, there's some crazy Japanese guys over at Mitsukoa who have just the thing for you. In celebration of their 50th anniversary, Mitsukoa will be offering the Rockstar, a body kit heavily inspired by the 1963 through 1967 Corvette. However, if you're a diehard Corvette fan who is deeply offended by this abomination, don't worry, as the body kit will not be sold directly to the US, and even if it were, the full Monty on this conversion is likely to run you about $40,000, which is likely to be about half of the price of a 2016 Mazda Miata, so you're probably okay. And speaking of Mazda Miatas, bring on the engine swaps, as the people at General Motors have began providing the Corvette ZR1 6.2-liter supercharged V8 as a crate engine. The Crate LT5 should create about 755 horsepower and about 715 pound-feet of torque. I hope you have good brakes. And all this talk about Chevrolet and horsepower should segue nicely into the world of Camaro news, which has been plentiful this week, as Special Vehicle Engineering revealed their 2019 Yenko Camaro. The new variant features refreshed styling for the 2019 model, stripes, a carbon fiber hood, Yenko decals, and brake calipers with 9 different color options. But it's not just here for looks, as this package includes a custom LT1 stroked out to 6.8 liters, LT4 cylinder heads, and a couple of custom superchargers, along with some other goodies. The Stage 1 package will get you up to 835 horsepower, and the Stage 2 will get you a whopping 1,000 horsepower. GM dealerships from across North America are already accepting orders, and all this can be yours for the low price of a 2019 Camaro SS and an additional $67,000 for the Stage 2 Yenko package. However, if you live in California, you might not want to get too excited, as this car will not meet emission standards in the state, and you'll have to have it for track use only. Just a heads up. Any more Camaro news this week, Chevrolet has been gearing up for SEMA recently and gave us a look at a tricked-out new Camaro with a reimagined front fascia, new ground effects, black fender badges, and an all-new color accurately known as shock yellow. I personally would have called it highlighter, but that's why I don't make the big bucks. Anyway, SEMA will be taking place next week in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I'll personally be on the lookout for my man Chris with that 240Z. Yeah. And starting this week, GM dealerships from around the country began offering a new extended bumper-to-bumper warranty that stretches the currently offered 3-year, 36,000-mile coverage on Chevrolet and GMC models to 5 years or 60,000 miles. And the Cadillac and Buick standard warranty of 4 years, 50,000 miles can now be extended to 6 years, 70,000 miles worth of coverage. The new warranty will feature no deductible, will follow the car for the life of the vehicle and won't be attached to the buyer, will offer nationwide acceptance at any GM dealership without the need to file for reimbursement claims, and in a move that GM says is the first of its kind. And all this can be yours for the estimated low price of $2,000 more at time of purchase. And in world news this week, according to newly released information from the China Association of Automobile Manufacturers, new vehicle purchases in China have fallen off considerably. Total sales as of September are down almost 12% from earlier in the year, and this is the third consecutive month of declines. All major brands in the country have reported sharp losses. And this week, thanks mostly due to lobbying efforts by American automotive brands GM and Tesla, Nevada Republican Senator Dean Heller has introduced legislation that will extend the federal tax credit due to expire at the end of 2018. The current tax credit is worth up to $7,500, but can only be applied to low-end EV vehicles. The new legislation proposes to lift the cap on restricting certain manufacturers and would instead phase out the program by the end of 2022. In the world of EV sports cars, has went gangbusters recently as new developments from Porsche, Tesla, and Volvo are all making the news this week. We'll start out with Porsche. Coming off the heels of Dieselgate, Porsche's parent company Volkswagen Group seems to have their eyes set on electrified future, stating that it has plans to have all of its models electrified by the year 2030, And as part of that process, Porsche unveiled the new Taycan this week. The Taycan is an all-electric production version of one of the company's previous Mission E concepts. The new Porsche is expected to have about 600 horsepower. Will go from 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds, and will have a range of about 300 miles fully charged. And if all goes according to plan, the new vehicle should be equipped with a 350 kilowatt charging station capacity, meaning it could charge roughly 3 times faster than any current Tesla on the market, and will feature a Wi-Fi positioning system to help maneuver the car into the best possible charging position. The Taycan will be built at an all-new production facility in Zuffenhausen. I give up. The Taycan will be built in an all-new production facility in Zuffenhausen. Zuffenhausen. The Taycan will be built in an all-new production facility in Zuffenhausen, Germany, and will produce over 20,000 units per year and will begin shipping out models in the later half of 2019. And that brings us to a little company called Polestar, who had previously only taken orders for their new vehicle, the Polestar 1, exclusively online, recently announced that they will soon be opening their first showroom in Oslo, Norway, and another slated for New York by early 2019. The brand hopes to have a total of 60 new showrooms by mid-2020, and this would fall in line nicely with the brand's plan to launch a much cheaper Polestar 2, which plans to take on the Tesla Model 3. For those of you who don't know, Polestar is a Volvo-owned performance brand, which began its life as a engine upgrade package for the Volvo S60, and then a few years back decided they were going to go do their own thing and left home with nothing but the clothes on their backs and the money in their pockets and a Volvo concept car from 2013. Fast forward a couple of years and we have the Polestar 1, a car that features a carbon fiber body, a supercharged and turbocharged 4-cylinder gasoline engine, along with 2 electric motors that produce a total of 591 horsepower and 738 pound-feet of torque, and a battery capacity of 34 kilowatts. The vehicle is slated to begin production in 2019 and will tout an estimated price of $155,000. And all this combined with recent updates from Tesla that it will resurrect its original car, the Tesla Roadster. Details are still pretty scarce, but we know the car is due to arrive in 2020, and Tesla boasts that the new 4-seat Roadster will feature a blistering 1.9 second 0 to 60 time, a top speed of over 250 miles an hour, and a range of over 620 miles on a full charge. At least the future doesn't look boring. And however, if conventional engines are a little bit more your thing and you've got about $500,000 burning a hole in your bank account, Ford has good news for you, as they've announced plans to extend the current Ford GT's production run through 2022 and will build an additional 350 units, bringing the total amount of Ford GTs worldwide to 1,350. And a BMW blog seems to have recently confirmed rumors that the brand will launch a limited-run BMW M2 CS. And if it's anything like the previous CS models, the M2 CS should be lighter and feature an engine borrowed from a larger model. And in this case, that will most likely be the 3.0-liter twin-turbo straight-six from its big brother, the M3. This limited edition Beamer is said to begin production in 2020 and will be the last hurrah for the current Gen M2. And if you live in America and just can't get enough Walmart in your life, last Tuesday, Walmart Incorporated announced that it has struck a partnership with Advanced Auto Parts Incorporated, and that it will create an automotive specialty store on Walmart.com. Spokesperson for Advanced Auto Parts, Daryl Carr, said, hold on. Okay, so the Advanced Auto Parts spokesperson's name is Carr. The guy works for Advanced Auto Parts and his name is Carr, and he's the spokesperson. Okay. It's like having an ice cream man named Cone. Anyway, Daryl Carr said this week that the new omni-channel shopping experience will provide customers with access to Advance's extensive portfolio of aftermarket automotive parts, accessories, and maintenance items, and added that it will also include an extensive assortment of services by more than 2,500 Walmart Auto Centers in the U.S. And although Carr did not elaborate on exactly what he means by an extensive assortment of services, it is known that the new deal will enable the future ability to pick up Advanced orders placed on Walmart.com at both Walmart and Advanced store locations. Guess we'll wait and see. And if you're currently wafting down the roads on a day-to-day basis in a GMC Savannah or Chevy Express, watch out, as GM is recalling about 30,000 of its full-size vans, stating issues around the van's electrical component insulation that could, you guessed it, cause it to catch fire. And we're not done yet, as DC-based consumer advocacy group, the Center for Vehicle Auto Safety, has asked the Hyundai Motor Company to recall almost 3 million Optimas, Sorrentos, Sonatas, Santa Fes, and Souls, citing over 120 reports from owners that the cars are self-immolating. And to this, Hyundai Motor Company said no. and stated that the issue had already been addressed in previous recalls and that there's no need to worry about your car randomly bursting into flames as you're driving down the road. However, Hyundai did fail to note that of those 120 reports, roughly a dozen came from customers whose vehicles had already been fixed per the previous recall. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, that's it, everybody, for this week's Weekly Auto News. Thank you for being here. Hope to see you again. I'm out.